obstacles where you still think you have obstacles. This is a guy who uses voice and tone and inflection to help inspire people to reach their full potential. And he doesn't let anything hold him back, even though he was born with a bit of an obstacle. But he doesn't see it that way. I'd love to welcome to the front of the room
Let's go, Mr.
the
Williams.
amazing L.A. Williams.
Let's go! Let's go, LA!
Let it play a little louder. Come on now. Say
All things are possible.
what?
All things are possible.
We saying all things are possible. Let's go. Look at all the possibilities. They only possible if you believe. Look at all the possibilities. They only possible if you believe. Let's go. That's absolutely phenomenal. Before we get started, hold on back real quick. I need you to hold the microphone real quick. I gotta send a text message real quick. So somebody, I need y'all to give me that phone number that he was talking about. So let me take my phone off airplane mode real quick. I already got the mindset word tapped in there. What's the number 9? What is it again? Chris, what is it? I don't have the slide. What's the number?
904.
Okay, hold on. 9. Let's see if I can get it to act right. Get my phone to act right. Come on now. Where you at? 9. Oh, wait, I need to erase this real quick. So here we go. 904
867
867
2842.
2842. Give it up for my cousin Carolyn, y'all. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. There we go. We start getting be one of the first 15. Hopefully that works out. You know what I'm saying? See how it goes. All right. So real quick, y'all, I don't know how much of the microphone I really need. I kind of got a little bit of a loud voice. And you guys kind of hear me and all that good stuff. But as they all told you, my name is L.A. Williams, short for Leslie Alexander Williams III. And I know my name sounds all regal as if I grew up having a whole lot of money or something like that. But if that's what you were thinking, you got another thing coming. Because I didn't, y'all. I actually grew up in average and ordinary town America, probably just like you did. Mine's is called No Philly, a couple blocks from here, right? I don't know what yours is called, right? But growing up in a place like that, it's not typically where you go to find the next speaker at Rich Thinking 2024. Let me just be real. That's not what happens. That's not where you go, right? And so on top of having that challenge of not surrounding myself with the quote-unquote right people, also got another challenge is she told you I'm totally blind, right? I lost my sight at the age of 3 due to having glaucoma. So on my 3rd birthday, I had my 12th surgery and lost my sight completely. And listen, I'm not even saying that to get any kind of pity or anything. I want y'all to understand. I'm more so saying it because, man, growing up, I was one of those kids where I wanted to be able to do all the stuff all the other kids did. You see what I'm saying? I didn't want nobody putting no limits on me and telling me what I can and cannot do. When there was other kids that was outside riding their bike and stuff like that, man, I wanted to ride my bike too. So what? I can't see, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't really mean nothing to me. There was other kids that was in the house playing video games and all kind of stuff. What y'all think I want to do, y'all? I want to play video games too, right? I just don't like people putting limits on me based off what they think I can and cannot do. Do y'all feel I have to? Somebody say no limits. No limits. Say no limits. If you don't like other people putting limits on you based off what they think you cannot do, say no limits.
No limits.
That's what I'm talking about, right? But anyway, so that was my situation. I appreciate y'all not liking limits. It's good. So anyway, I did realize I was talented with music, production, engineering, all that kind of stuff. And so I opened up a studio. And I was making like $60 an hour running my studio. And most people say, well, dang, LA, that's some pretty good income. But I still found myself limited, y'all. it just wasn't about what people said about me. It was more so about what my pockets were saying. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how many folks are just tired of their heart saying yes and their pockets are saying no? Oh my God, like it's what I'm saying, like you get sick and tired of that. And so I understood that in order for me to get to a new place, I had to get rich, you know what I'm saying? Like, and where does rich begin? Y'all say rich thinking.
Thinking.
2025, make sure you be there, okay? All right. So I just kind of want to share some key things with you, right? Because as I said, I know my name is unique, right? Leslie Alexander Williams III, right? And so I know it's different, right? Your name might be John or Renee or something like that, but I promise you, there's something special about you. And don't worry, it's not the Barney special. I'm not like, you're special. I get that. That's what's wonderful, right? But this special about you makes your life just a little more difficult. Right? Like for me, I'm blind, right? So when I wake up, it's not like I can see the light filtering through my window. You know what I'm saying? Like looking at a sunset, that doesn't quite happen for me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in the audience right now and I want to use the restroom, I'm probably not going to be able to go by myself, right? And so for someone like me who values independence, sometimes you just feel robbed of that. Does that make sense? That's why sometimes it's tough to hear the gurus say, oh, look in the mirror and repeat this affirmation. Not quite working for me, right? Write your goals down. Don't type them. When you type your goals, you lose 92% of the effectiveness. Well, damn, I'm going to lose 92%. What's it do? You know what I'm saying? Oh, here's my favorite one, right? It's so easy to build a funnel, right? Anybody can do it. I've been trying for like 6 years. You know, so like this is just not working for me, right? So here's the deal. Now I understand life is a little bit different for me, and so like I'm not the kind of person that likes asking for help, right? But the Lord put me in a situation where if I'm going to do some of the things that I want to do in life, then I don't have no choice. Does that make sense? Now listen, you may have a different limitation, right? You might everybody think about your own personal limitations. I know based on what you just heard from Chris and Amber and Coach Brett and everything, we're like, oh, we don't have no limitations, all the limitations. No, but if we're honest with ourselves, you got at least one.
I know you're right.
There's something that like when you're not in an environment like this, right? When you're sitting at home by yourself and you kind of got this something you want to do, and the thing that's stopping you, y'all know what I'm talking about? Is that everybody got something in their mind? Yeah. See, so I don't know all this. I know folks are like, oh, the only limitations are in my mind, and all of that is cute to say, but it doesn't matter if you don't truly understand how to remove it. Man, I'm telling you, like, Chris, was he not breaking it up? Can we give it up for Chris in that paradigm shifting conversation? Absolutely not. Right? We got to change how we look at life. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you how I created a habit of removing limitations, all right? Now listen, I know he got the paradigm shift, he got the whole system, program, probably cost $1 million, I don't even know, right? He'll give us some free and all that good stuff. But I got something that allows me to overcome challenges on a daily basis. Y'all ready for it?
No.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, we ready.
I say, so what I can. Everybody say, so what I can.
So what I can.
So what you can't sing or act or be athletic, it doesn't have to stop you from achieving the goal. Now, some folks might be saying, well, yeah, but Ellen, what if, and all that kind of stuff. Somebody might have that in their mind. I don't know how after this day and everything, but it could happen, right? And so I want you to understand, listen, that's the kind of person I was, yeah, well, what if, everybody else get the QR code, I can't get the QR code, whining and all that kind of stuff, man. We can't have that mentality. It gotta be like, so what I can. Somebody gonna give me that phone number. Look, I don't know who, somebody gonna help me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my mentality. Right? That's the kind of thought process that we gotta have. And so for me, right, I just say, hey, you know what? I gotta put myself in a situation. I was born during the presidency of a gentleman that said, never let the things that you can't do to distract you from the things that you can. Right? And the crazy thing is, this is stuff that we all know as kids, right? Right, kids, they're gonna find a way to do whatever it is that they want to do in life. Am I telling the truth? Say truth if I'm telling the truth. Y'all know we got parents and all that. I'm in the way in my own little slide. Put me in the right place. Put me in the right place. You know what I'm talking about? I want to stay still. I gotta move around. I'm gonna do my best. You know what I'm saying? I'm like trying to help me out. But my point is that kids don't care what obstacles they have to overcome. You put them in the crib, they want to get out the crib, you go back a couple minutes later, where they at? Out the crib, right? It's just how it happens, right? I think actually they get excited by the challenge, right? I can remember being in I was in the car with my mom, sister, so I was probably like 4 or 5 years old or something, and just recently lost my sight, and we're in the back talking about what we're gonna be when we grow up. You know, yeah, that conversation, right?
Right.
When I say right, y'all say right, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that conversation about what you're gonna be when you grow up, right? And my sister's like, she's gonna be this, and she's gonna be that. I said, I'm gonna be a bus driver. My mom interrupts, she's like, how you gonna drive when you can't see? So I was quiet a moment, I'm like, I know I want to drive. Then I was like, well, I can drive a train. She's like, how? I said, Mom, a train is on a track, so you don't have to steer it. Like, and see, so for me, I've always kind of got that mindset of, okay, look, you think I can't do it, but I think I can do it. Look, I think we can figure out a way. That's my way, I promise you. That's just my mindset. Does that make sense? Now, the challenge is that as we get older, most times we forget. Right? We forget how we overcame whatever challenges and all that kind of stuff. We begin to believe the limits that life presents to us. Mm-hmm. Right? We begin to focus on the price instead of the prize. And so what I want to do, I don't think we about to show the video. I want to share with y'all a time that happened to me. I'm actually the author of a book called So What I Can't, The Guide to Winning in the Face of Fear, Uncertainty, and Doubt. And so I want to kind of share a little story from like chapter 4 of my book real quick. And y'all can decide to close your eyes. We're going to have a narrator and all that good stuff, but some of y'all be having challenges, that kind of stuff, right? So if you want to look at the screen, we'll let it be something up on the screen. But I want y'all to check this out.
The day my life changed forever.
Y'all tell me, shut up.
I woke with a start, checking the time on my Braille watch, 7:28. Damn, that's the school bus, I thought while stretching. I'm gonna miss the bus again. Shoot, have to ask Mom to take me. It was January 1999, and I was in 11th grade at Creative and Performing Arts High School in South Philadelphia. If I get dressed quick, she could get me there just in time for homeroom. I threw on my clothes, hurried to the bathroom, brushed my teeth, washed my face, and slowly approached my mom's room. Knocking softly, I murmured, "Ma, I think I missed the bus, but if we leave now, I probably could still make it on time." She responded clearly in the stillness, "I'm not taking you." "What?" I thought as I felt the wave of shock. You dare not say that kind of stuff out loud in a black household. But Mom, Alex, no. This is the 3rd or 4th time you've done this, and you've only been at that school 2 months. I'm not taking you, she said with finality. I was taken aback. What am I supposed to do? Here's $2. You better catch SEPTA. But I don't know. I never did that before. I received mobility training on how to use public transportation in Philadelphia years prior, but to do it now, under these conditions, totally blind and all by myself, there's no way she's gonna make me do this. Take the Market Frankfurt line and the C. Call me when you get there. You'll be fine. She laid back down. I stood there, open-mouthed, for a half second, frozen in fear, not wanting to admit this was scaring the crap out of me. Resigned that there was no persuading her, and after returning to the bathroom, I told you what the feeling did to me. I grabbed my backpack and white cane and set out on my journey. As I trekked to the 52nd Street train station, I was angry. How could she send her blind child out all alone, today of all days, when I'm late? It's my time of need, ma'am. She's not even doing nothing but laying in the bed. It would have been super easy for her to just take me. I hope I get hit by a car. That'll teach her. I knew I was overreacting. Climbing the stairs to the ticket booth, I thought, Maybe if I go back and tell her I couldn't find the train station, she'll relent and take me. No, I let out a breath. It's only a block away. She knows I'm more independent than that. I located the turnstile, paid the fare, and got a transfer for the bus I would eventually have to take. Okay, that went smoothly enough. During my short wait for the train, admittedly, I felt a small ember of pride begin to grow in my chest. I thought, if I actually do this, I'm going to feel 10 feet tall. The roar of a train came from my right, and after it slowed, I heard the disembodied female voice. Doors are opening. Frankfurt train making all stops. Okay, here we go. Reluctantly, I boarded the train and grasped the first pole I could find, latching myself to it. All right, that was easy. The hard part will be after getting off. I have no idea which way to go. 46th Street Station, the robotic female voiced our next stop. Shoo, we're about to go underground, which means it's gonna get loud. I hate loud. This is horrible. 40th Street Station. Why are you acting like a baby, LA? I mean, you're a man. That's what you were boasting to Tia. 34th Street Station. Should I find a seat? No, just a few more stops. 30th Street Station. Anxiety gnawed at me. Something bad's gonna happen. I just know it. 15th Street Station, City Hall. My heart raced. This is my stop. This is where it all falls apart. Doors are opening. Moving gingerly, I stepped onto the platform. My goodness, this is overwhelming. So many directions to go, so many staircases, so many people. Excuse me, young man, would you like some assistance? An older lady offered. Oh God, yes, an angel. This is great, said my brain, but my mouth said, well, I'm trying to catch the sea going south. Come on, sweetie, I heard her smile. I'm going that way. The sea bus would drop me directly in front of Kappa, so I knew once I got on that bus, it was smooth sailing from there. I can't believe it was that easy. What was all the worry for? All throughout that bus ride, my paradigm shifted. My thoughts went from despair, negative things that could have happened, to all the things that actually did happen. I began to wonder, if I can get to school without someone else taking me, where else could I go? The possibilities are endless. I began to believe in the goodness of the public, knowing when it came down to it, if I was in need, someone would assist me. I began to trust in the skills I had developed through training, people skills picked up from friends and family, awareness skills cultivated by mobility teachers I've had since preschool. By the time I hopped up that bus and bounced across the street to my high school, I was on cloud 9 as I knew I would be. I called my mom with all the cockiness of a 17-year-old superstar wide receiver after winning the Super Bowl. When she picked up, I said all of 2 words, I'm here.
Y'all know if I call my mom right now, she'd be like, I ain't never do that to you. That ain't never happened. I would never. I'm like, yes, you did. So, my mom is absolutely amazing. I gotta give it up for her, man. She's phenomenal. So, somebody else is saying that their mom is awesome. Yeah, man, listen. So, there are 10 notes that I want us to play. So, let's pull out our rich thought books, right? Let's pull out our rich thought books. I want us to write this stuff down. Check this out, y'all. Number 1. The craziness is the expectation that I had that my mom was going to take me to school. Like, what, wow, you missed the bus, bro. Like, what that got to do with me? I'm laying down, right? That's what I'm saying. And so sometimes we have a level of expectation, or some other people have an expectation for us, but I want to show you how to control that. Let's talk about how to control that real quick. Number 1, this is called the ladder of the giving ladder of dependence, right? I want to say, you might have seen this before, but if you haven't, write this down. The first time we do something, it elicits appreciation. So oh, that was so nice. Thank you so much, I appreciate it, right? Number 2, the second time we do it, it creates anticipation. It's like, ooh, wow, just did it the second time. That's wow, this is going to be great. This is phenomenal, right? The third time we give, it creates expectation. Well, I mean, I know they did it the last couple times. I know I expect them to do it this time. Does that make sense? Right? Then we get to number 4. If we do it a 4th time, it's like, well, I deserve it from doing from talking about who you know who I am. Dude, I'm just out of here, right? So we get entitled, right? And then the 5th time, if we continue to give, now we create dependency. Now, if we don't do something, there's like that emotional withdrawal. Like, how dare they not? Like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do if they don't do this for me? I'm just gonna die. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yes.
And so this is why we gotta pay attention to sometimes. Listen, I tell folks, listen, I might do something for you once, twice, but it ain't gonna keep happening. I'm not gonna keep putting you in a position where I'm not gonna keep enabling you. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Cool. All right, number two. Life will throw us into situations that we think we're not prepared for. Notice I said think. We think we're not prepared for these things, right? And so, like, how many times you've been in a situation and you're like, oh my gosh, I got a what? Wait, how? Wait, what? Y'all act like y'all know what I'm talking about. Say, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we know, right? And so we think we're not prepared, but obviously we have the tools buried deep down inside of us, just like I did. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's all about how we respond when we get put in those situations. Are we going to retreat or are we going to attack? I think we got to attack. Y'all with me on that? That's what I'm talking about. All right, cool. Oh, number 3, this is crazy. Like, what was I angry for? Y'all tell us something. Man, like, angry, right? Like, bro, this your fault. When you missed the bus, somebody said, all she had to do was all somebody else had to do to get you out of the situation. That's crazy, right? Like, look, the lesson from this one is when our problems become external, we've already lost. Right? I don't like my problems to be external. I want it to be, listen, I want it to be it's not that it's my fault, I want it to be my responsibility. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Man, I'm telling you some good stuff. All right, so what number was we did? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Here we go. When you're headed towards success, there is no turning back, no matter how I feel. So the way that life works, and normally I'm used to being on a stage or whatever like that, one kind of stage. So I like to be on the stage when I go right to the edge, and people get all nervous, like I'm gonna fall off or something like that, right? But you gotta understand that that's how life works. Right? In life, every time you take a path, there's going to be a cliff. Does that make sense? And you're gonna look down and go, ooh, I didn't know it was gonna be that far. Let me go back, right? Let me go take a different path. And you start taking that path, and then another cliff. What Steve Harvey said, you gotta jump, you gotta leap. Right? You gotta build the parachute, you do whatever you gotta do. Does that make sense? That mess up my position. There you go. I gotta check, right? All right, so again, when you're headed towards success, don't turn it back. Just go. Just do it. It doesn't matter how you feel, right? I love what Chris talked about. He said, like, our brain will lie to us. Our brain will, see, because your brain doesn't want to help you succeed. Do we know that? Your brain wants you to be safe. Success and safety don't always go together. I just want you to know that. All right, here we go. Number five. We gotta break it up into chunks. Right? You gotta have milestones. Like y'all see how I was like, all right, look, made it up the train station. All right, cool. Got the transfer. All right, cool. Like, you allow the small things, the small wins to be like, all right, cool. I did that part. All right, I'm good. All right, cool. I gotta do the next part. All right, cool. I did that part. All right, yeah. And then, man, you get to a place where it's like, all right, the little wins start to build up. Does that make sense? What Coach Burke tells us, confidence is remembering all the positive things that have happened. Does that make sense?
That's good.
I got a knack for that for some reason. I be feeling like I'm the man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, be like, because I'll do something small. They don't even look. I'm like, look, you see that clean sink? Boy, look at that boy. That boy dying. You see that top? That boy handsome. That's the swag that I operate with. Does that make sense?
That's good.
The small things that happen. See, Chris's challenge when he was, like getting ready to drink and the pills and all that kind of stuff, he wasn't appreciating that. Like, I got some pretty doggone, look at me, like I'm the man. Look at me, I got my own place, I got my house, so what is dirty, right? So what, I got mom and dad that love. He wasn't counting his blessings. Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah. Man, I'm sorry, it's good. All right, so here we go, number 6, right? Number 6. if I actually do this, I'm gonna feel 10 feet tall. Like, we gotta think like that. We gotta begin to focus on the problem. Hey, how's it going to feel when I accomplish the goal? You can write that down. How's it gonna feel when I accomplish the goal? Like, you're gonna feel amazing. Y'all say amazing.
Amazing.
Absolutely. And so we gotta focus on that. It doesn't matter all the other stuff, man. Listen, let me check this out. Number 7. Why do we tell ourselves what the hard part is going to be? Y'all know what I'm talking about? We're like, well, the hard part is going to be this. How do you know? You ain't never even did it before, right? Like, before we experience the thing, we're already talking about how difficult it is. Listen, never assign a level of difficulties to something that you've never attempted.
You better go ahead.
Man, I want to build a conference. Oh, man, I can't build no conference because if this happened and that, like, come on, that don't make logical sense, right? We got to put ourselves in a much better situation. We got to constantly be thinking, hey, listen.
Stop doing it.
What we say we got to tell ourselves, when I do it, I'm going to feel 10 feet tall. You see how this kind of builds upon one another? That's the thought process. All right, cool. Number 8, here we go. Number 8. I got a little poem for y'all. Don't fixate on what you hate, right? I mean, listen, there's so many times, listen, understand that success is not going to be one of those things where it's going to be a walk in the park the entire time, right? You're going to have to trudge through some minutia. Does that make sense? That's like crack for the people who don't know what we're You're going to have to go through some stuff, right? And so you can't fixate on that part, man. You got to keep your eyes on the prize, right? It doesn't matter what I got to go through. Hey, listen, I understand there's some things I'm going to have to do that I'm not necessarily going to like. But if I think about that for more than 17 seconds, which yes, that's how long it takes for a thought to germinate. If I fixate on that thought for more than 17 seconds, then it's going to get heavy on me, weighing me down. I'm going to be like, what he said, I'm going to settle, and then I'm going to get cemented in that spot. We don't want that to happen. So what we got to do is we got to do number 9. You got to give yourself a friendly pep talk, right? You got to say, like, I thought you was the man. That's what you was telling Tia. You know, young man, you talking about women. Usually, like that. I know for me, that would kind of get me out of my little funk. You understand where I'm coming from? Talk to my girl, you understand? That's the situation. So we got to give ourselves a friendly pep talk. A lot of times that doesn't happen though because we get really discouraged, right? So let's kind of talk about because my wife told me I gotta divide this up into letters, right? So how do we guard ourselves from discouragement, right? Well, there's 6 major things, right? A are the things that we read, right? That's going to help it's going to affect your subconscious mind, the things that we read. Y'all say read? Read. Write it down too, right? Make me come on there and look at your paper now. Number two are the things that we listen to, right? Are we listening to encouraging things or discouraging things? Well, what is it that we're listening to? Does that make sense? Yeah. Y'all say listen to. All right, cool. Number C, Dave, I apologize. Number C, right, is what it is that we're watching, right? The TV shows, the things that we're putting in front of our eyes. The eyes, listen, even I know it's the window to the soul. Come on, y'all. Right? We gotta stop looking at stuff that's not encouraging us. Does this make sense?
Yes.
All right, cool. Number D, right? Number D is who we surround ourselves with, right? The environment that you put yourself in. See, like folks here, like I said, right now we're all in a great environment. We're around all these positive people, man. It's great. But when you go back home, right? Could be a whole different story, right? Depending on what we've created for ourselves. Number E is what you visualize, right? And so a lot of y'all understand I don't have sight, but I got plenty of vision.
I know you do.
When you close your eyes and you see in your mind's eye, how are you picturing? Man, Chris taught, he laid it out. He said, this is what I visualize in my life. Man, I'm going to go to Florida, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. And other people can't see it. And Sue, love her, she just couldn't see it. Right? It wasn't her vision to see. So that's A, B, C, D, E. And then number D, number F, last one, right? The last one, number F, right? We have to talk to ourselves properly. We got to give ourselves that. It's how we talk to ourselves. See, a lot of times, if other people talk to us the way we talk to ourselves, we'd be ready to punch them in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would be tired of them, right? And so we got to speak to ourselves with some kindness. Can y'all say kindness?
Kindness.
Give ourselves some daggone kindness. All right, cool. So that was the whole number 9 about giving yourself a friendly pep talk. And number 10 is when we do our part, assistance will usually appear. But it's when we do our part. When we do our what? Our part. When we do our what?
Our part.
Absolutely. Because see, we got to do it first, right? So many times we're like, oh, I want somebody to help me. I want to do this thing. I need some help. I need some. Can you start? Can you just act? Can you just take some action steps? Right? And once you begin to take action steps, right, then people see you doing something. Oh, yeah, I help you. I know how to do this. Oh, I can do the thing. Oh, you need somebody to do video for you? Tracy come along, right? God remember, I appear out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just walking in the park, worrying about how I'm gonna get pictures and video for my conference, and she just magically appears. It's amazing, right? So ultimately, at the end, you'll end up saying, listen, man, I can't believe it was that easy. Like, what was all the worry for? I think that we gotta kind of approach life that way. So, here's what I wanna do. And this, I wanted to kind of like make a little musical thing, but it's gonna be kind of difficult because they don't even have like, if y'all stop, it don't really make a whole lot of noise. So, she's gonna say this, it don't really do it the way I want to do. Because I make beats, so I'm like, that's how I be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like all day long. But I'm just gonna give y'all the poem like this. Here you go. The reason you aren't succeeding at the level you like, well, it isn't because you can't do what they can in life. See, through different means, you can achieve. Their way is not the only way that's right. See, success leaves clues, but not a universal map. If you're hunting it down, you're gonna go through some crap. Now, lots of it's yours. Please anticipate sores and never allow your can'ts to ever detract. Ladies and gentlemen, I am L.A. Williams.